you know, everyone's kind of thinking that they should.
Right.
You know? So, I don't know, after last year, his elbow injury a couple of years ago, he wanted to,
yeah.
I get it, and then as good as they did last year, he felt like they could be better, but I mean, they still could be.
We'll see Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh
Guys,
Steelers
in the other room, please. In the other room. In the other room.
It is a
now.
cold night in western Pennsylvania.
No, you're not.
Inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh.
No, you go in the other room right now, please.
Just a few moments ago, as the Pittsburgh faithful
One.
were fired up by the hometown Steelers
Two.
taking the field. They're all set.
You're
as
stretching.
they'll match
How
up
can you do
with the Jacksonville Jaguars. No
Go.
run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
So I gave up a touchdown. They go for the onside kick. I recover it, and then Gilmore fumbles.
Through the tackle, and he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Game over.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football.
If you keep playing with those lights, you're going to timeout. I'm sick of that.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. They'll run it now with Robinson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Back in the other room.
Check in on the numbers.
I'm sorry that you fell. Back in the other room.
Yards, the 2 scores, and you know you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him.
He's not.
The offensive line was good too.
He's not saying that he might retire. He's just saying he's not going to be in Pittsburgh.
Blocking, power, running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find
or at least that's the way that made it sound. 9.8 average for Stevenson, 8.8 for Harris.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve
all
as a
that scoring. It's only a 52-minute game.
To let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs?
Under pressure, they got him again. Cameron Hayward, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return.
Yeah, superstar.
And there's that X Factor.
X Factor. Superstar X Factor.
Leading the way.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short.
Fred.
He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
No.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take it. To about the 37. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 19 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you measure numbers for the guys that carry the football, it's not just the yardage. How many times do they ring the bell? How many times they get into the end zone? And now that he has 15 for the year, everyone gets to celebrate, starting with his offensive line.
Looking sideline, incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll
I haven't been anywhere close to maybe 96% fatigued. This is my first drive, and my whole offensive line's already in the yellow. It just doesn't take much.
Now Roethlisberger. Now being hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it's cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the...
Oh, it was just the kids. Fell off.
So yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the
fell off.
football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees.
What do you mean I fell off?
Off my
This
head.
defense for the Steelers, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just match protect,
Good luck.
keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright. And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Hanging your stuff up.
What?
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down, even though he's still in the pocket. He had a
Sorry, am I
receiver
still
out to
talking to
his
you?
side, so
Yeah.
just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a
Whoops,
play
I
on
forgot I
it
have
are the trainers
the microphone
and
on my
coaches.
controller.
Well done.
They'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
Bye.
Bye.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. From the 6. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
On 3rd down, it's Harris, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Boswell good with the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. James Robinson and the rest of the Jags offense set to go to work once more. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game. And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll run here with Robinson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Lawrence. Ebron caught left side. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Shenault. Touchdown. Laviska Shenault. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. But a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, It's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Harris. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 41 yards rushing for him now to this point. Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front, that's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game, and they know it helps their team.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Play action. Now Roethlisberger sliding up, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Roethlisberger, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You definitely won't like to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well. No one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Lawrence. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Cameron Hayward in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Wide open receiver complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on third down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guys. A great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that first down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Lawrence will throw. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. He'll field this at the 5. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. A handoff out of the pistol, it's Drake. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. The Steelers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. And that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. it's Roethlisberger. That's complete to his tight end Freiermuth. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 21.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, but here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's caught. And in for the Steelers' touchdown. Chase Claypool, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now 17-14. Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
He finds Robinson, and down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Second and 7. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So thanks to the late field goal, we now proceed to the start of the second half. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Steeler offense ready to get going here in this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Ben's throw there, held in by Claypool. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Claypool. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Touchdown. Chase Claypool. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Boswell for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Ebron with it over the middle. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
And taken right on the 30. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there. Watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Roethlisberger. Completion here to Claypool. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here's Mostert, toss left side. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Here's Roethlisberger. That's reeled in by Claypool. What a catch. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a 1st down as well.
Third and 2. Now Roethlisberger. And he's got it. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock. Mostert. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Raheem Mostert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friends.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They go play action with Lawrence. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Lawrence. The left side completion to Jones. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur. I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. And Oliver in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night. All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Second and 5 now. Roethlisberger. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Roethlisberger will throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are right back in this football game. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
6 yards left on second down. Now Lawrence to throw. Short little throw to Ebron.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10. Lawrence going to throw again. Over the middle, it's complete. 5 yards now. It's 3rd and 5. Lawrence. And he's going to go down. They get to it back at the 40. So they lost yardage, and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. 4th down. Here's Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped them there, but not to be. Right back to Claypool, this time complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Room to run inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll try it now with Mostert. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
2nd and 10. Back to the running game with Mostert. Oh, the spin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the Jags are right back in this football game. And that's now a half dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here. And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Pass complete to Ebron. And he's got room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game. Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he's taken down inside the 30. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback. And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Now we'll look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On first down, Harris. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Harris. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff. Why is that? Why are they using that more? Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here. And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, let's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game. See if they can do just that. Now Roethlisberger. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 16 yards there, 2 straight plays of 16 yards and another first down. Roethlisberger. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different. Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They hand it off to Mostert. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Here's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be caught. He got it. It's a touchdown, and forget overtime. Barring a miracle, they're going to win this thing in regulation. And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears. They get it done. How about that score? It finishes like this. This is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football. So glad that we got to be here to watch this one. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. A final shot now for Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. That went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair. Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot. So for the Steelers, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.